Christmas Anthem by Sophia Hazlett. Hark, all through the heavens resounding, all through the earth, far and near, come the myriad of voices abounding in sweetness as silver bells clear. The angels in beauty, rejoicing, sing gladly this gift of the sun, while children below, too, are voicing the light of the world so begun. Hallelujah! Shout loudly the anthem stem, away to the billowy sea, where the waves fling it back from the oceans and mountains return it to thee. Christ is born, he is born. How it echoes and floats on the air evermore, in rhythms of beauty its melody flows, as it reaches from shore unto shore. The shepherds watch still, all so lowly, their flocks, but they fear not so old, for the grace of his presence so holy, with the allure of heaven's own gold, comes like dew for the parched grasses, and it lifts up the flowerets head, so not one in his mercy he passes as he comes in the Father's stead. The star in the east shines as brightly as the dawn of that morn long ago, when the babe in the manger so sightly with Mary his mother lay low. The air is as full of glad whispers of peace and goodwill unto man, as memory's bells are of whispers, still chanting forever, Amen. A Christmas Idyl by Sophia Hazlett. So many years ago he came, the little Christ-child boy, came in his father's blessed name to fill the earth with joy. And yet it seems but yesterday, the story lately read, seems in its interesting way of life not of the dead. How in the manger, fast asleep, the little baby lay, while gentle footsteps around him crept and then abashed away. How, with good gifts and frankincense, men hovered about his head, and watched the halloo so intense from babes to mother's head. The star that led them on that night, the star of Bethlehem, that star that shines for us so bright, it meant the same to them. The world now not of penitence and prayer and praises now, a world of insignificance, nor head, nor need to bow. But when he came, the little child, whose signet was God's own, the demons turned to angels mild, and worshipped at his throne. So must we bow and praise and sing, for Christ is risen again, and gifts unto his children bring in honor of his slain. Hosanna to our God and King, goodwill and peace to man. Let every heart in rapture sing forever, and Amen. A Day from Heaven by Sophia Hazlett. A day drifted down from the dawning sky and floated mid-air a while, then softly settled with gentle sigh mong flowers with winning smile. Its sunshine crept in the hearts of men, and the very head was lifted. The song of the birds filled every glen as the laughing river gifted. With the music of ripening songs so sweet, causing the ear to listen, there came to each heart a joy complete, as tears on the eyelids glisten. A murmur of peace, a fragrance pure, the air was the dew of love. It fell on each soul with certain cure, a touch from the hand above. A day of heaven, with all its calm, knowing no sorrow here. The rime of hope, with soothing balm, wiped off the mourner's tear. A glad new song, with a hush through all, told of a crown and scars, and the warrior stood within Christ's call under the gleaming stars. A Little Child by Sophia Hazlett. Only a tiny hand clasp, only an accent mild, only a pattering footstep, but that of a little child. Only blue eyes uplifted, only a pleading field, only a heart in yearning, and that of a little child. Only a trust in keeping, only to be beguiled, only glistening teardrops, the blood of a little child. Only a heart grown callous, only a soul denied, only a sent memory, a neglected little child. A Little Pair of Shoes by Sophia Hazlett. They stand upon my writing desk, this little pair of shoes, the russet tops grown so grotesque and solid with daily use. On one the buttons all are there, the other, only one, remains to tell of feet so fair, encased till day was done. Two tiny holes, one in each toe, gaze at me as I write, as if to say, he did not go, he's with you day and night. I hear the pattering feet afar, they echo through my heart. The outwound opens, and the scar stands gaping wide apart. The hot tears bar the sore to heal heart, oh, it is so deep that naught will cure but death. I feel a calm and gentle sleep. These little shoes, so full of pain, are full of blessings too, for drifting through the sad refrain, hope sings, with voice so true. Some day he will come back to me, the way he cannot lose, for looking through my laugh he'll see a little pair of shoes. Across the Line by Sophia Hazlett. Just as dear to me are mine, just as dear are yours to you, they who stood in battle lines, O bonny boys in grey and blue, each with heart for country's call, each laid low by cannonball. Side by side they lie at rest, yours and mine, their hands might clasp. The sweet wind bloweth from the west, and catcheth in its friendly grasp a rare perfume from southern winds, and wafts it over northern lands. The fairest blossoms of the south not gentle welcome, one by one, to every northern river's mouth that bid its channel toward the sun, its onward course forever to run, from day to day till all is done. Glad nature teaches all the way, all bitterness to put aside, a kindly heart from day to open portals far and wide, and cordially grasp a brother's hand, no matter what his creed or land. If dead tongues speak, when our boys, lying low in southern lands, whisper of something more than joys, we measure by, and clasping hands, look into one another's eyes, with smiles as radiant as the skies. On sweetest sunlit summer morn, as underneath its arch we lie, resting, as when newly born of earth its mother's lullaby soothes it to gentle slumber with love not words can number. So sometimes may not we, as they, clasp hands and smile, and thus forget and laugh, as do the blue and grey, who fought as best they knew, and yet forgave, for his sake, yours and mine, clasping hands across the line. Apathy by Sophia Hazlett. It steals along the nerves and touches every part, then snake-like winds and curves and twines about the heart. It soothes the flagging pulse with flatteries of balm, and drags down to repulse all efforts of true calm. It strikes the poisoned tongue, the centre of the mind, and leaves the soul among old ruins, stark and blind. Appreciation by Sophia Hazlett. 'Tis a little thing to give a cup of water. So it hath been said, but better still than hearts do thirst, are simple kindly words that touch the chords, their own sweet will, and echo back in silent strains of song a gentle sympathy, a music all their own, that tells of gladness when the days are long and weary, for each must walk alone his path, though his were not to choose. All ways are God's through dark or light, and just as loving mother woos the babe and hopes, so lifts the night. At Last by Sophia Hazlett. I sit in the twilight's sweet gloaming, my heart throbbing low in my breast, while my soul is forevermore roaming in search of that place called rest. My eyes look away towards the valleys, where shadow and light intervene, the brook laughing by with its sallies, adrift of moonlight sheen. The night air so softly doth whisper of peace and fruition at last, that I turn with a start as the whisper hymn reaches my ear from the past. An echo of silence is golden, all grown o'er with hoar-frost of years, the memories so bitter and olden as a grave and a casket of tears. Strewn o'er with a ripple of laughter, a ribbon, a smile and a song, the dead hopes that follow hereafter with a faith that doth to them belong. The touch of a hand that has vanished, a breath floating over my hair, the echo of footsteps, once banished, a silvery voice, are so rare. They come in the gathering twilight, these echoes from out the sad past, and I know that the gloom and darkness of night will end with the morning at last. The dawn of an eternal sunshine will break with new beauties, I ween, as the hand over yonder reaches to mine, with nothing to bar there between. Be Merciful by Sophia Hazlett. Shadows may darken your pathway, but the sunlight will linger there too, as bitter and sweet are mingled, and falleth the bliss with the dew. It is better to lay in our weaving a thread of the gold with the brown, to lighten the burdens of others and give back a smile for a frown. Life is too short to be churlish, kind words are easy to say. Sow them broadcast in your planting, and flowers will bloom by the way. Be merciful e'en to the fallen. Perhaps you may not have been tried. Greatest of sins is his vision, is that of a blind, stony pride. Beekun Bob by Sophia Hazlett. He warn't no bigger nor nothin', and just aboot as slim, but he had a sort o' soften that made a hero o' him. And only a little sweet chap, nigh 10 year old, I guess, with scanty clothes and rimless cap, was nothing more nor less. When rags that cold winds piercing through, he warn't afraid to work, and in his faded eyes so blue a look he'd never shirk. As that the norm was miners in a town in Michigan, there were no superfiners, just a woman and a man, that worked hard the whole day long, and the vitals of the earth. They lived one with a penny song, they never had no mirth. 'Twas yes the steady toil for bread, and Beekun Bob, their son, the only kid they ever had, and he was a danny one, made up his mind to take his stand. When the night began to come, right nigh a great hole in the land, it passed when they went home. So when the shadows 'gin to fall, and night was settling down, he'd take his peanuts, one and all, and hurry through the town. And when he'd reached the old mine shaft, which hadn't been used for years, he'd light his torches fore and aft, and hold 'em like spears. A word no slouch, I can tell ye, he'd ne'er thought for self, leared his parents wouldn't see the hole in Kevin shelf. And maybe they wouldn't fall in it, so every night he stood till he earned the title fit o' Beekun Bob the Good. Well, one night, an awful cold one, the winds blowed mighty high, he took a stand, then day was done, the pine sticks light and dry. Night wore on, he never flinched, he stayed in Marmstead long, near the thin, white face crowd pinched, he warn't so very strong. And when the dawn o' roaring come, it found Bob standing still, and frozen stiff and white the foam his lips, the night did kill, the torque his hands was burnt, his eyes stood open wide. He never left his post, and earned home to the other side. You see it happened in this wise, the miner where his folks died, caved and on them up to the eyes, and after hours was sight. We was released by crowds of folks, what do you think they did? A lump gets into my throat and chokes when I think of it, kid. They didn't think nothing of it. So jigging or curse, they say with an emphasis upon it, that boy no good to us. The docs of the city hospital, they took his heart away. I seed him lying like a gal, while his poor hands bandaged lay. I don't lay it up agin him, stead and numb, you know. They meant well, had a row to stem, the same to the dead hero. Chained Down by Sophia Hazlett. What is the prison, the chain of the guilt? To the letters that daily bind, the soul and the bodies of those who strive through poverty's curse so unkind. Day after day, by Sophia Hazlett. Day after flay comes the longing to do and to dare and to be, with patient effort still striving to catch from life's fretful sea a bit of rare driftwood or blossom where the scent of the perfume still clings, and just a glimpse of the moonlight which the halloo of waters there flings. A sight of a sail bearing onward, a cargo with one hope fulfilled, it spoke glistening white in the sunlight with a promise of joys never stilled. A song drifting down from vast somewhere, so freight with love and rare peace, that the heart of each one looking upward echoes back a sublime surcease. It is not the longing that weakens and makes the heart weary and faint. It is not the hopes and the striving that leaves gore for bitter dark taint. It is never the recompense coming, waited and toiled for so long. There's always a shadow that darkens and a moan through the sweetness of song. Disappointment by Sophia Hazlett. Yes, we all know what it is to stake a hazard on a die and lose. That is, most of us do, and though we may not cry out, the hurt is there the same. And why is it that agony should follow where war with pain is common? Why, where air's so free, we should be only potter's clay, to crumble in some hands that will? 'Tis hard to understand. One day it may be, peace be still. Forgiven by Sophia Hazlett. 'Neath lambent lights, where all is sweet perfume, where purest fragrance from rare flowers exhume, a woman lies in costly casket, fair as poet's dream, and in her golden hair gleam dewy pearls and bands of gold, and jewels on her hands so cold and white, and none would ever pause and think to see her lying thus so fair and sweet. A link from other lives was gone, while she tread earth that echoed with a mocking birth. But list, a priest comes forth. She has been shriven, yet she died, her sins were all forgiven. God by Sophia Hazlett. If you cannot believe, then hope, for hope hath snowy wings to help us rise to a fuller scope and the understanding of things. Greeting by Sophia Hazlett. Hail and not farewell, O friend of mine, my hands to thee as well I offer, clasping wine and hope, that days to come may bring for we the kindliest joys of home on land or sea, that every day and hour may make their lives so bright, no darkening shower shall cloud it, nor in night be known from day, except that thou mayst rest. By that life's better way wherein we're taught is best. Oh, if thou couldst see within my heart's deep cell, there's not a strain for thee that whispers, fare we well. Heart to Heart by Sophia Hazlett. Some day we shall stand, you and I, in fairer lands, I trow, and clasping hands 'neath bluer sky, we then shall surely know why the gulf between us yawns so wide, why 'twas given us here to part. And as the golden gate swings soft aside, oh, shall we not stand heart to heart? Her Lover by Sophia Hazlett. He stood so close beside her chair and looked down in her eyes with such a gaze as rapture gives when joy's love surprise. His strong right arm about her twinned, his blue eyes hummed grew, as he gentle took her little hand, pressed it fondly too. He drew her head upon his breast, and leaned his own upon the silver threads where golden once the sunlight glow had shone. "Precious darling," whispered he in tender soothing tone, "you are all the world, my sweet, to me, and I am yours alone." The great heart of a woman grew so full of love for him, the lad who wore such eyes of blue, she felt her own grow dim. So many years between them lay, her work was well nigh done, but while she lived, she daily prayed and thanked God for her son. How do we know with Sophia Hazlett? How do we know because her face looks grave that one is sad? How may we tell if witching grace covers a heart that's glad? Because her face is reft and smiles as with the one always gay? A demon may be in those wiles, or grief and mock array. Sometimes the manner cold and stern conceals a tender heart, that still for love and home doth yearn, who swoons forever smart. She's so haughty, oft is said, ah well, we do not know a living heart lies with the dead, calmness hides a woe. How do we know the hearts of men unless we judge our own? How can we have a knowledge then of those who strive alone? One may be bad, never good, it's not for us to say. Hearts slowly break in cheerful mood and drift out every day. A human laugh in silver tones of greets the listening ear, hiding a tortured soul's deep groans that God alone can hear. We have not time to watch the lives or judge of humankind. Enough for each who daily strives to faults of all be blind. Not one of us but, when the day draws to its evening close, might better be in every way, this each one surely knows. If You Were Here by Sophia Hazlett. If you were here today and I could take your hand in mine and look into your eyes and say, "Forgive me, dear," I know that heart of thine would all respond too gladly. The words I may have said had shaken your brave spirit sadly, your hand would rest upon my head in naught but earnest kindness. Your gentle voice and dainty treat would waft away my blindness, and I would not have mourned thee dead. I gaze into your sad, sweet eyes in pictured form, and wonder how chasms yawn, and walls arise twixt woes so naught should sunder. Strange, when friends are few and purest love a dainty rare, will not prove true, that with a fixed and vacant stare we look away in cold pretense. It is all right, we do not care, when every heartbeat, hot and tense, denies the charge laid bare. Grim paper walls of sternness doped, wilful we misunderstood, and yet the enemy to road may simply need my wave of hand. A sunny smile, a little thing, a power, a perfect talisman to ward away as birds of wing the noisome vapors of earth's ban. Ah, when memory bears sad pallid lips, and waxen hands lie limp and low beneath a sodden mound, where sips remorse, who dines at courts of woe, and gluts himself on misery if we had only known. But 'tis not given us here to see till later days have flown, and yet we know, as now we must. Your dear, dear hands, if you could speak, would clasp your hands in perfect trust, and whisper with white lips and meek, "I do forgive as He forgives." Believing this, though heart is sore, we courage take, for still there lives the sentiment feeling hour and hour. That you are here in spirit, your hand takes mine the same old way. I feel your heart beat near it, I look into your eyes and say, "Father, mother, brother, child, whoever it may be, let thy presence, true and mild, stay near to whisper me, lest I regret again and time bring back to me the same old mournful strain to linger through eternity." Intuition by Sophia Hazlett. 'Tis hard to throw sand into the eyes, striving to blind them who sees by intuition, true and wise. He drinks the wine, not the less. It comes in my dreams by Sophia Hazlett. It comes in my dreams, as spots of fair, or lambent light and shade, a hush of peace through the fragrant air, a beauty that ne'er can fade. A spot so pure, the verdure green, set apart from all below. Its loveliness none but I have seen, and he who hath made I know. There pictured rocks and shelving shore, and waters with tints of gems, rhythms of praise floating hour and hour, with touch of a master's hems. The leaves of the trees have a rustle soft, like music from spheres unknown, and the warble of birds is heard so often magic waves of tone. The flowers that bloom on this fertile spot none ever were seen before, their colour and fragrance more rare, I wot, than any this earth bore. The sunlight is softened, the skies are blue, the heart sings for gladness and joy. There's nothing here but is pure and true, no taint of this world's alloy. It comes in my dreams, this beautiful place, where love is the crowning charm, and kindness and sympathy serve to chase away all deeds of harm. There's naught that can tire, only to please, in these beautiful dreams of mine, dreams that bring rest and perfect ease, to finish the day's decline. It is always so, by Sophia Hazlett. There's always in every pleasure as something akin to pain. The heart, though brimful of treasure, beats ever a sad refrain. The laugh that is gayest, is fleetest, a sigh oft follows its tone. As the song that is sung, though sweetest, has a rhythm of sadness its own. The music of waves hath a murmur, an undertone transient and deep, as of troubled unrest, of hope deferred, as something to waken from sleep. If you gain the prize you have toiled for long, and happiness seems so near, shadows will follow in fearful throng, someone will cause you tear. If you find friends true, you will find them false, as hope to the earth is thrown by the cruel birds of a soul who halts to give you cutting tone. Birds warble sweetly, but in every note one may hear an echoing cry, and in all peaceful sapphires that mote from earth to the deep blue sky. Tinges a sigh and a moan and a whisper of tears and a drift of a might have been, just as the moon her shadow clears, a cloud comes shifting between. It is always so, as the right and the wrong go wandering hand in hand, so will the sadness follow the song, while sung on this earthly land. The clouds will follow the sunshine, the rain will softly fall into all lines, both yours and mine. It is thus for one and all. But oh, it is something to think of, something to cherish most dear, that after all there's a boundless love to wipe away every tear. Keep the Heart Young by Sophia Hazlett. We never grow old if we keep the heart young. The phantom shadows fall among the tresses that once were so brown. They come to one and all. Eyes will not dim if the light in the soul is fed by kindly ray, and the smile that hovers around love's lips grows sweeter day by day. Labor by Sophia Hazlett. Honest labor is not degrading. 'Tis thought that makes it so. Strength of purpose, with never fading zeal, will more noble grew. The Brave Chevalier by Sophia Hazlett. Amid the hiss of waters seething and roar of winds aloft, the lightning round them reffing and thunderbolts so oft, rode the gallant ship, the Trenton, with the sails all limp and low, and the cadet Richard Jackson standing at the vessel's bow. One by one the good ships battled with a rage of tempest stern, as heaven's artillery rattled, every heart for home did yearn. And Appia's reef-filled harbour tossed the crafts like children's toys, or leaves from vine-clad arbour drifting out from nature's joys. One by one the good ships vanished, with their freight of human souls, while the cries from stout hearts banished all their hopes, the wild bells tolled. Black the decks with beings thronging, clinging hard to rope or mast, each with eye uplifted, longing for the day to break at last. When the dawn fell on Saoma, ruins lay at every turn, hundreds rested 'neath the billows, who would make their home fires burn. Anguish painted every feature of the gallant Trenton's crew, knew very well, yes, every creature soon would lie beneath the blue. Heart and courage both were sinking. "We are lost," the brave man cried. "Hold not yet," said Brown, as, thinking, he leaned over doomed ship's side, and with head and eye uplifted he bade one and all aloft. "To the rigging, his voice drifted, and the winds appeared muzzled. Quick all clambered, for they loved him, every man obeyed his will. The bodies in the morning dim caught wind and held, until the Tandon reached deep water, saved, and by a single mind held back from fearful slaughter 400 humankind. Listen, by Sophia Hazlett. They are coming, don't you hear them? All the whispers in the air, the sounds of bird and bee and wave, and the sunny days are fair. Don't you hear the roses whisper at the root of parent stem? I must hasten with my fragrance and fling out my love emblem. And the violets and crocus, how they stir the yielding mould with a earnest little pushing, as the heads they soon will hold. Above the earth and grasses, with the dainty perfume rare, as nodding to their sisters, wood anemones so fair. The waters will rush by them and frantic leap and play, leaves will rustle, birds will warble, all the livelong summer day. And the heart of man keeps throbbing to the tune that's in the air, for he knows the days are coming that will bring to him a share of the light and shade and beauty earth dispenses free to all, the happy days of summer, how we echo their recall. Come bird, come bee, come blossom, laughing river, sing your song, sunlight, soften all your glances as you join the happy throng. Looking Forward by Sophia Hazlett. We all look forward. What would life be that had in it no hope? Even you who say, I have no hope, and see life through a horoscope predicting only gloom and woe and tears. Even you crave sunshine and seek to waft away all fears, and through your tangled line far out in the distant coming years to catch a ray of joy. For each have need of this, to stay the tide that oft times bathes the feet of those who ill at heart, yet may be stronger through both cold and heat. Love by Sophia Hazlett. The few know only truest love, it rests alone on things above. Their patience, kindness, trust and peace are never known to halves to cease. Love's Tribute by Sophia Hazlett. O friend from a far-off country, a tribute of love I pay to thee, for thy staunch defence of a woman just out of the way, for thy kindly words of counsel, thy helping hand in need, for thy care of the weak and fallen, and planting the precious seed of truth and right in very hearts that had erstwhile gone astray. We brought them back with pleading tongues, and eyes that were filled alway with tears, for their wrongs and sorrows, and smiles for the coming time, when they, too, would see the morrow grow bright through a love sublime. For all that is pure and holy, all that is noble and true, his golden rule thou hast taught them, to me as I do unto you. While others rested, thou slept not, but walked at the midnight hour alone through the streets and darkness to rescue a fallen flower. No winter's cold or summer sun has stayed the ready feet, the voice of perfect sweetness thou hast charmed the world complete, ever ready to do and dare, and the cause thou hast espoused. Small and slight and fragile thou hast warning hearts aroused, to the good that is within them, for all have an angel inside, and vine the hand to beacon back from the coming tide of woe that would overwhelm them and hatch them without for eye. Vine the harvest together in thy reaping by and by. The ocean may divide us, I should see thee in my dreams, I shall hear the voice in fancy passing sweet when moonlight gleams. I shall catch that bird-like motion of head and eyes so rare, I shall waft a blessing to thee, bear the memory in my prayer. Meadow Bloom by Sophia Hazlett. Oh, star-eyed daisies and clover, how cometh your bloom today? If we search the wide world over, there's none to say to thee, nay. Our hearts of daintiest golden, our sweetest of perfumes rare, thou tellest of memories olden, we've guarded with jealous care. Our meadow with moonlight o'er thee, with whispering soft in the ear, the brook rippling by away to the sea, all earth-clad in garments so fair. Can you wonder, O daisy and clover and meadow, why mists dim my sight as I whisper the old story over and bring back the ghosts of that night? The ghost of a love that was slighted, a heart that was broken for aye, a wrong that can never be righted, a promise that lived for a day. And thou were a witness, O blossoms, else ne'er would I whisper it here. As twined with thee the memory comes, sweet flowers baptized with a tear. Misunderstanding by Sophia Hazlett. We stand without, when just a single thrust of hand, so gently given, all barriers would break down, they must fall, all logs riven, when upon the other side the paper wall another hand meets thine, only waiting as thou didst, all too glad to cross the line. Strange, each heart should act the same for other's cause, a lingering doubt, a simple wound, much less a name, so easy to escape and root. But now, perverse nature holds the sway, and binds the victims day by day. My Childhood's Thoughts by Sophia Hazlett. I thought as I watched the stars at even in the dome of a deepening sky, that the blue was the floor of a beautiful heaven, the stars the lights of a city high, that gleamed through the floor, made worn and thin by the tread of the angels' feet. The beautiful city wherein no sin ever shadowed the life complete. When the stars twinkled in bright fitful gleams, I would wonder in awe who passed by, and if it were Mother. She filled all my dreams since she drifted away to the sky. Oh, how earnestly I listened to catch on the air the sound of her voice and sweet song, for surely she'd sing in the beautiful there, as she did here on earth oft and long. Perhaps I might see, if I waited at length, her face, as she looked down on me, that face that was full of rare beauty and strength to the child that once sat on her knee. The hours passed by, and the nights and the years, and the stars filled the skies as of yore, and my memory is filled with the little child's tears, for the mother came never more. No Night by Sophia Hazlett. There is no night for one with perfect trust, just one long day. E'en though trials come, as come they must, along life's way. The sun shines on with pulsing glow the same, an undimmed light. Shadows fall, but darkness hath no name, there is no night. One of these days by Sophia Hazlett. One of these days when all the years so silent have passed into eternity at last, and you and I stand face to face, thus meeting, shall we remember all the bitter past? Shall we remember all the woe and heartache that met us on life's morn and sunlit path? Shall we in awe stand back, the pain renewing, as glance to glance a greater misery have? While stifled moans, pale lips the torture hiding, be wrung from hearts whose cup is more than full? Will tears trace deeper in the furrows graven, or shall an apathy our spirits lull? Shall aching brain be horrified with vision, panoramic view of scenes we would forget? Shall worn hands clinch and make their incision, and blood drip from a life full of regret? Must all the thorns be treed upon us olden, our very feet no rest is yet to feel? Must burdens borne bow lower in submission, before his touch our broken spirits heal? If so, dear God, from out thy loving kindness, let my soul drift into a blissful nought, my own, and if a wild mistaken blindness, forgive and understand the silence bought. Only a Flower by Sophia Hazlett. Between two worn and faded leaves of a soiled and tarnished book lay gently pressed by one who grieves a bud from shed nook. A withered rose with ribbon tied about the stiffened stem tells of a loving heart that died, and a cross and a diadem. Our Warrior Dead by Sophia Hazlett. Gird on your armor, but not as of old, hastening to enter the fray, but with loving thoughts of a brave and bold, who rest all along life's way. Buckle your sword with a trembling hand, don your old coat of blue, scatter sweet blossoms all over the land on the graves of our boys so true. Fling to the winds our starry flag, wave it with tearful eye, tender the thoughts of a faded wreck that floated 'neath southern sky. Hand in hand let the flowers fall on the blue and the grey alike. The difference make, O one and all, as your guns you gently spike. Think of a smile on the dear dead face who was not round the pale lips. Perhaps we may hear in the sacred place the sound of the bugle tips. The roll of a drum may reach their ears, who knows? We cannot tell. They lie so still. Let fall your tears over graves and the flowers as well. Brave soldier dead, may our presence speak of the tender memories born of thee, while with bowed head meek we greet on this May Day morn. Flowers of hope and peace and trust, we lay them at thy feet, humble offerings to the dust of a sacrifice so complete. So gather them in, all the beautiful flowers, prepare them with kind loving hand. Scatter them wide over these graves of ours, our boys, all over the land. Scared the trust to us hath been given, keep it with prayerful heart. Sometime we know the hearts no ribbon will join, for never to part. Parting by Sophia Hazlett. There is never a parting on this old earth, let it be with the living or dead, but is tinged with a sadness for memory's birth, of a might have been there in its stead. There is always regret for something that's lost, and a wish we had only known more of his friend, at whatever the cost, whose life may have aided our own. As something from out of one's life has flown, an echoless room is left bare, for every heart has a niche of its own, and a place in your own to share. It may be with pleasure, it may be with pain, we voice the simple goodbye, but we catch a note of the old refrain that sings of forever and I. Pearls by Sophia Hazlett. There was silence in heaven, and listening, the angels heard moans come from the earth, and said glistening, tears on bare stones. As they looked, softly moonlight fell over them, and changed them most rare into beautiful, costly and dainty gems, fit for queens were. When with the seal of his hand, through the air whirls the word for one tears, the Father sanctioned them pearls. Poesy by Sophia Hazlett. O Poesy, white-winged goddess thou, with heaven's garlands on thy brow, earth's beauties thou alone can teach, and thou alone can love beseech. For choicest thoughts are clothed in words that enter hearts more keen than swords, where rhythm soft and cadence mild, where with broken hearts have smiled. And where you stand beside the briar of all their hopes, take courage here, because in words more dear than gold life's lessons teach, for worn and old, and lines of thorns so rich and rare that bids them hope and not despair. In every soul there gleams a drift of poesy. We could but sift the dross from out the gems, and see the beauty and the melody. He made his image not in vain, for sinfulness hath beauty slain, and he hath taught thee well the art o' poesy, that better part, to twine and mingle with the air, with sweetest scents of blossoms fair, to tell the trill of tiny birds and sweetest tunes in rapture words, to catch the moonlight's halloo fair, and soften even sunshine's glare. In everything as gold we find, thou speakest thoughts of higher mind. To thee we ascribe the greatest power to beautify the living hour, because we speaketh through by words, and plays on strings of silver chords, to idolize the soul of man, and bid him thus in Yule to bend, to forge the fetters and go free as thou, O white-winged Poesy. Resignation by Sophia Hazlett. He knows it rests so kindly there, all the doubt, the woe and the hungry despair, over at last, all the struggle and strife, a settled calm on a turbulent life. Hot eye grows sadly, patient the while, and the quivering lips have learned to smile. Pale hands have a sympathy all their own, resigned, not turned to wood or stone. Scars lie deep on the heart and brow, nothing to hope or wish for now. Ages seem to have passed away since the blow struck deep one summer day. All the bitterness washed away, no thought of anger to rankle or sway. Grief put aside for holier thing, such perfect peace as the angels sing. Like the pulseless glow of a golden strand, the song without words from the organ grant. The frozen smile on the face of the dead, the perfume sweet from the floweret's head. A resignation, pure doth teach, and maketh a nobler human stand in the presence of him who doth all things well, from ocean deep to its murmuring shell. Smile and be glad by Sophia Hazlett. Smile though the heart be breaking, smile though the clouds drop low, smile in the morn awakening, smile when to rest you go. Think of the day with gladness, while toilful the hours and long. Banish all care and sadness, line your labours with song. Open the door of your sanctum, that, holy of holies, the heart, let in the sunshine that will come, and be of you ever a part. Speak kindly words to the hearing, harsh one embitter the soul, each to the other deferring, holding ourself full control. Be content, be kind, be loving. Remember the shortness of life. It's not worthwhile to be proving, constantly arguing with strife. Every life hath its bitter, as well as its sweets, to drain. It is not all pomp and glitter that's freest from sorrow and pain. The golden rule is the best one, to follow the whole journey through. Do unto others as you alone would have others do unto you. So Tired by Sophia Hazlett. So tired of watching and waiting and hoping for happier things. Pale hands, their own story relating, like clasp like two folded wings, so tired. So tired, so weary of toiling, with always a purpose in view. So tired, when naught but recoiling comes back to a heart warm and true. So tired. So tired, when daily come shadows where only the sunlight should gleam, with never a walk through green meadows or a glimpse of life's beautiful dream. So tired. So tired, heart-hungry, starving, so care-hedged, misunderstood, yet bravely a bright future carving by deeds of the purest and good. So tired. So tired, when patient endurance brings naught but a handful of dross, as hope deferred with our upward glance sinks low without profit but loss. So tired. So tired, and perhaps fruition so tardy may come not at all. Why should one, or love and ambition, be driven so close to the wall? So tired. So tired that after these many years the phantom-like gleams in the hair, and eyes grown dull with scaling tears, earth's promises proved but a snare. So tired. So tired, perhaps in his kindness, that the tying lever above led us away in our blindness from the path that would ne'er reach his love. So tired, but somehow the knowing a life had been well spent and clean, that sometime the pearls we've been sowing will rival the moonlight sheen. Summer we'll not be tired. Sometime it will come, by Sophia Hazlett. Sometime the day will come, my dearest, when you and I no longer waited even for the coming form of one who is the nearest each to the other on this earth or heaven. A day will dawn, when one of us stand lonely, thinking of a past and all its gave. And if the love we bore each other only went beyond the lowly, grass-grown grave, if, when the gate swung wide for some to enter, you should stand waiting on the other side for me, or I should linger, loving, tender, waiting at the golden gate for thee. Ah, sometime it will come, perhaps at twilight, sadder still at lonely midnight hour, when we are thus stricken by the chilling bliss that comes to every human flower. My tears fall now at e'en the thought of parting, then what would follow, when real parting came? Even as deep pains my heart for thee is starting, so 'twould manifold in greater name. Then, darling, as we know an hour is coming, or a day, it may be many years, when we, as in all nature's summing, say, Goodbye, love. Lo, the falling tears. Let us prove by every passing hour of living that purest love and trust are best, and yet when mistakes come, be e'en so forgiving, that death will bring no shadow of regret. Sometimes, by Sophia Hazlett. Sometimes, when all about is still, and calmly wafts the evening air, the pent-up feelings and the will both prostrate lie in deep despair. Sometimes. Sometimes, in spite of reins well held, whose white hand power is self-control, with lips compressed and bosom swelled with heartache hunger of a soul. Sometimes. We cannot pray, we only moan, and lie in misery too abject, with hands clasped tensely, cold as stone, and tears dried hotly, none suspect. Sometimes. We long for death, a sudden hush to fall upon us as we sit, oblivion without noise or crush, and thus we end while shadows flit. Sometimes. Perhaps the dearest hopes of earth, our idol shattered, merest clay, long years of toil that knew no girth, while lightest breezes swept away. Sometimes. We wonder if he knew or cared. It seems so to our breaking hearts, mocking the life that he hath spared, thinking naught of it greater part. Sometimes. Somewhere, by Sophia Hazlett. Somewhere, 'tis said, in the earth's great waste, a beautiful eye may be found, where naught but is lovely and fair and chaste find place on that hallowed ground. Somewhere, afar in the mystic seas, whose waters, all rippling and blue, wash up to the shore with a rime of peace, and heighten its beauties anew. In this island of somewhere the sun ever shines, but its rays are all softened and rare, and out of its verdure fair blossoms and vines fling incense to perfume the air. The music of birds singing sweetly his praise, like none other on earth can compare. Both moonlight and starlight beam gently their rays, and halloo his kind, watchful care. Age never comes to this mystical shore, it is years of perennial bloom. Sadness and sorrow are bared evermore, its ways are not shadow nor gloom. Happiness has chartered this beautiful isle, only peace, love and joy are its tones, from deep lovely eyes and sweet lips a smile, but never a heart's sighs or moans. Neither hunger nor cold are ever felt there, grim want stands abashed far away. Not even in dreams can fear or despair ever punish the beings who stay. Disappointment, ambition, low groveling lie, both a snare and a cheat, well we know, and only contentment beneath the blue skies somewhere on earth here below. Oh, come, let us go, we have tarried too long, the shadows are lengthening each day. Somewhere, a hasten, where hope wafts a song, and bids us be happy alway. Let us find it, for mountains and seas intervene, for Tyre and flood bear the way. We long for the rest, and the beauty of scene, and the joy that will linger for all. Sped Arrows by Sophia Hazlett. There are cruel words that cut like swords in these aching hearts of ours. There is never a day, let us do as we may, that can take back unwelcome hours. A whisper soft of slender, oft the leaf on the air a stain, that try as we will remains there still, and we strive to remove in vain. There are hearts that break every day, and we make our own lives harder still, by a careless tone, that we give alone, for the sake of a stubborn will. It's a little thing for a bird to sing as it springs from its dewy nest, but it teaches all, both great and small, that a peaceful life is best. Sublimity by Sophia Hazlett. Just to feel the breath of his kindness and the touch of his tender hand, and hear the swish of his garments through the beauty of earth's great land, to see in the towering mountains and the rippling river's song the dash of the spray and the fountains, his smile as it rests along the rocks by the weird old ocean, whose waves climb skyward high, whose restless quivering motion is aflame by the sunset sky. To hear in the winds a rhythm of soulful song along that speaks to each creed or schism, a language purely its own. These with the heart's communion, and lips so mute, so still, these with the soul in union, understand his sublime will. The Angelus by Sophia Hazlett. Soft and low, hear the bells, the evening bells, how they murmur, come and go, as through the vale their echo swells. Gently falls the twilight hour, see the sun has sunk to rest. Every bird and bee and flower softly seeks its dewy nest. Still to toilers labor on in the fields of golden grain, wishing not that day was gone, gleaning when the wheat have lain. Implements of labor rare as they bend to meet the task, gently on the twilight air whisperers of the evening bask. Hark once more the silver bells, toll so sweetly o'er the lea, while the gleaner meekly tells o'er his beds the Ave Marie. The Ashes of Dead Hopes by Sophia Hazlett. I acknowledge I'm tired and lonely, weary of toil and its strife. You tell me it's over, if only I'll promise and soon be your wife. I've been on the hilltops of morning, way down in the valleys of night. I've seen the bright sunlight adorning, and clouds scatter low in the mind. The pleasure of life have I tasted, its greatness as well as its woe, and to give you the dregs of the wasted, it were better methinks to forego. Not wasted in idle repining, not wasted in weakness nor sin, but spilled is the blood, torn the lining of the heart that lies buried within. Because of a trust that was broken, a beautiful promise ne'er kept, can you wonder I pause when love spoken, and think twice before I accept? When once a pure love has been shaken, the sufferer struggles in vain to throw off her shackles, awaken to trust and true happiness again. There's a long grave in shadow of yonder, and in it lies buried the past. Shall I glean from the dead hopes, I wonder, a glow of the old love at last? Ah no, it is useless to urge me, don't plead and don't question me why. You may be true and may not be, my faith has been shaken for aye. I'll recover my grave and do battle the same as I have done for years, and amidst the world's hurry and rattle give smiles where once shed my tears. The Clasp of a Hand by Sophia Hazlett. It means for more than the meeting of hands, just as boards are pressed, and the cordial grasp of a sincere man's holds all that is truest and best. The Hunter's Song by Sophia Hazlett. Oh, high on the brow of yon rough, jutting crag, I have made me a home near the haunts of a stag, where the wild billows roar and the cataracts pour from the heights of the mountains hour and hour. Where deep in the wilds of the forests I see no footstep of man, but is traversed by me, where the serpent's keen hiss and chasm and abyss have charm for me full of bliss of bliss. love is my home, my wild, rude home, and would not exchange for the ruins of Rome. Here the wild goat feds, and the chamois speeds over rock to his mate, where he leads. No, I would not exchange this weird home of mine for place of gems on the banks of the Rhine. What dazzling it be, my home's by the sea, where the bold eagle soars, and I'm free. The look of glad surprise by Sophia Hazlett. With such a look of glad surprise in our darling's starry eyes, I wonder what wee herald sees to give him so much blissful peace. His little waxen hands lie low, and thither than the driven snow, upon his silent pulseless breast, our precious babe is at rest. And yet that silent look of wonder, with radiant Europe's lying under, the deep Fringed silken lashes, a glimpse of heaven's brightness flashes. Oh, close him not until the last, they tell of future joys, and past, as around the sweetest lips there plays a happy smile of godly praise. Our little voice is wiser now when we, its broad fair brow, where cluster softly golden curls, wisdom's banner now unfurls. The mystery for him half past, the Father's hand doth hold his fast, and leads him into kindlier ways than ours, forever where he stays. He showeth him, we know not of, so filled with beauty and of love, his starry eyes, in glad surprise, behold the wonders of skies. And awe upon us slowly steals, as God his love to him reveals. We cannot fathom yet his joy, so stained are we with earth's alloy. We give him up with far less pain, knowing it is his greater gain, for never eyes could wear such glow, whom he did not anoint, we know. Now gently close each dainty lid, where glimpse of heaven must be hid, until we lie, as baby lies, safe at home, in glad surprise. The Opal by Sophia Hazlett. With superstition gravely claim this gem sheds baleful gleams. One wearing it may come to shame or grief, and even his dreams will be distorted, and blame fall on him for unjust cause. Were this so, to me it seems, I'd wear it still, and never pause to think if true, but keep right on the selfsame way, and duty do through good or ill, night or dawn, striving to be as brave and true, till breath and life were gone, and heaven loomed in view. The Poet by Sophia Hazlett. The poet takes his text from nature, and laughs and sings in joyous tone, or weeps and sighs with heart and tune, forever smile or patient moan. The sun not always warmly shines, no trees, no grasses put forth leaves. Cloud shadow, rains fall, warm or chill, and poet spirit smiles or grieves. The Right and the Wrong by Sophia Hazlett. I know what it is to be sorry, and I know what it is to be glad. I've been on the hilltops of glory to know what it is to be sad. I've been in the homes of the lowly, and the rich have around without care, in places most sacred and holy, and dens where there's never a prayer. And I know as I meet every human, the difference we talk of is small. Twixt man and twixt woman and woman, out Adam's the same in them all. Money oft times makes distinction, and culture and care greater still, and pride, which will be no extinction, endeavors to sugar the pill. But the heart of each human beats ever the same in the rich and the poor, the weakly of intellect, the clever, the good and the bad, I'm sure. Perhaps if your lines had not drifted into places most pleasant and fair, you would not be the uplifted any more than that creature right where. So pause when you think to condemn them, put yourself in his place, as it were forgiving the sin, for his ignorance dim, just give him a chance and a share. There's nothing like living to never regret, for a soul who could happier be, and never a wrong, but a right with its yet, if you sift out the wrong thoroughly. The Ruby by Sophia Hazlett. Didst ever think the ruby was blood of human hearts, congealed by constant sorrow, and the arrow of pain starts? It is said, whoever wears them is ensured from harm to come, and it ferrets out all poison wherever one may roam. But there's something in its color, and in its meaning too, that has a double savor. May it not be thus to you. The Song in My Heart by Sophia Hazlett. There's a song in my heart that I never sing, and its music is low and deep. Its chords are all true, but one broken string that has a memory to keep. I hear it so oft when all else is still, in sweetest of notes and clear. And then as I listen and bow to his will, there's a moan on the string and a tear. The Sunshine of Death by Sophia Hazlett. 'Twas a glint of golden sunshine glancing in an open door, struggling through the creeping vines to bar the sanded floor. I fell aslant a sleeping face and touched the silken curls that nestled round her forehead chaste as morning dew or pearls. 'Twas only a crippled orphan of summer scarcely 10, for looking like a wee old man, so pinched and pale. But when the sunlight touched his pillow and turned his hair to gold, he smiled and said, "Will-o'-the-wisp, I've caught you now to hold." And opening wide his big blue eyes, he gave a sudden clasp, and then he stared in mild surprise as naught his fingers clasp. "What is it, dear?" And Grandma, calm, with sweetly plaintive voice, came to his couch. "My little lamb, why do you so rejoice?" "Oh, Grandma, I had such a dream, so beautiful and long, a dazzling light in it did seem to fill the air with song. I thought it was a brilliant bird, will-o'-the-wisp, so sweet the charming music that I heard, I shadowed its retreat. And when I came quite close and lo, I softly thrust my hand into a fragrant bush, when lo, I caught the sunshine's strand. See how it lingers about my bed, so lovingly and warm, and bathes my very aching head with such a soothing charm. I've been so tired all night through, I'm better now," he said. The white lids dropped, their eyes of blue, a smile. He was dead. The Unsung Song by Sophia Hazlett. It's in every heart, this unsung song, whose windows are open wide, to catch the key from the warbling bird, or the moan of a coming tide. The Woodland by Sophia Hazlett. Our woodland dell, I know we well, the echoes still do form a part of treasures mine, around the shrine of holy love that floods my heart. Where leafy bowers are decked with flowers, from which the fairies rob perfume, and, oh, how rare, by jewels fair, when Europe's gild the heavenly bloom. The breezes play at will away with all their glories, nature's gifts, and frantic haste they strew and waste by tinted leaves and pylon drifts. The tiny birds and magic words are heard within their beauteous green, and to complete their charms so sweet, the laughing stream beneath is seen. An emerald sheen is spread between the fragrant earth and one who stands. Full well I know, this gem below, a distant glimpse of fairer lands. True Beauty by Sophia Hazlett. A glimpse of a soul through earnest eyes, a face bright with joy and love's surprise, a strength of purpose showing through each carven line of kindness true. Try Not to Feel by Sophia Hazlett. They sat in the gathering twilight, night's candles alit in the sky, and talked of the world and its trials, the one with a tear in her eye, the other grown older and patient, with scars on her heart yet to heal, and she whispered the one who sat near her, "You must toil on and try not to feel. Try not to feel." And the woman whose lines into places not fair had fallen looked up as the omen fell on her ear, with despair. Try not to feel. Should she crush it, this God-given instinct? Ah no, thrust it aside, all the good and the true. To the level of brutes must she go? Try not to feel, and you rate it as one who like marble had grown, while toiling for bread, all weary and worn, she must smile when they gave her a stone. Smile when the curse fell upon her, heed not how cruel the blows. Try not to fear. It is nothing, and in the hereafter, who knows? Try not to feel, become callous to all the world and its sneers, to trample the heart, soar within us, and care not when taunted with jeers, accepting with grace the mean portion so pitilessly doled out each day, and satisfied be with the gleaning, though one falter and faint by the way. Try not to feel. It is easy to preach unto those of no heart, but they who are climbing the mountain know well how the thorns tear apart and pierce the white feet that are pressing the soil, all so scorching and rough. Try not to feel. Ah, the mockery, as well-whispered winds, 'tis enough. Try not to feel. If each human a burden alone could but bear without inflicting another, what need would there be of a prayer? Try not to feel, and thus calmly go down to the grave without thought. But oh, for the heart that was stifled to learn just how dearly 'twas bought. Unhappy by Sophia Hazlett. Unhappy? Now why do you ask? Because my pen is found to trace in words of no light task sympathy profound with all that tends towards sadness. Is thus you reason, friend, and think my heart knows not of gladness, and thus my life will end? then 'tis not given you here to see that underneath this veil a heart of love beats full and free, and hath a happy tale to tell, as well as that of sorrow. Do not know the signs. Take heed, for often coming more on, learn the sunshines, where the storms have raged the fiercest, and the calm that falls is greater, where an arrow piercest the hush of memory's halls. So if I ride in mournful strain, paradoxical I see, and hear the joy through waves of pain of earth's humanity. And it be not when he hath given my scope to soar aloft and commune with minds so striven and reached the goals so soft. Until we meet again, by Sophia Hazlett. The softening tints of soothing autumn days are painting all the land. Now brown, now grey, now red and sunny rays abroad on every hand. The winter snow will gently fall, and ice-bound lake and river, brook and rill. When spring shall come with rain, and summer take her place at own sweet will. But oh, may joy and peace and happiness be thine, nor trouble deep or pain. And coming day or night, may peace and love entwine, until we meet again. Watch Thyself by Sophia Hazlett. It needs only a sincere mind to read the thoughts of men. Even though one were stricken blind, he'd have a knowledge then. A closer watch upon ourselves, 'twere well to keep each day, lest some inform of fairy elves should lead us to betray. Why sing of old by Sophia Hazlett? Why sing of old, when present days are fresher, fairer far, as well the moonbeam's silent rays to tilt against the star? Why sing of foreign lands and name, when here at our own door lies every attribute of fame we search for hour and hour? Why sing of cave and cavern deep, whose land can ne'er compare with ours, whose mighty wonders sleep around us everywhere? Why sing of artist, or of art, in lands beyond the seas, and pass by those of greater part in glorious lands like these? Our freedom is a mighty thing, and yet 'tis thrown aside by those who would of others sing, because of vaunted pride. 'Tis well to sing some good of all, in other lands than ours. 'Tis sweet to hear the wild birds sing, and cull earth's wildwood flowers. And yet it is to give the best we have to our own shore, and after that with gentle zest to give what we have own. In other lands, less fragrant soil, its people's choicest praise is for their own in care or toil, and thus by sing and lace. Our own fair land, the patriot cries, it gives the best of earth, the pair and reaches to the skies, the land of one's own birth. Yesterday by Sophia Hazlett. Would you recall it if you could? Was every moment golden lind? The bright hours spent in happy mood? Did not a shadow creep behind? Was someone bettered by your life? Did aching hearts cease thus to beat? If not, your yesterday was rife with all that means a sure defeat. Yule Tide by Sophia Hazlett. Yes, it's an old story, yet so new as the tale that is told, that catching the rays of his glory, and weaving the thread and spun gold, wield telling the words he has given us, the birth of his Son, Christ our Lord. How he came in his beauty to brave us, the scorn of the world and its sword. How fair, as he lay in the manger, through the promise of peace at his birth, how the hand-clasp of brother and stranger should bring great good willed to the earth. As Mary, his mother, went o'er him, with eyes beaming forth such a love, out from the shadows of twilight dim, there drifted down songs from above. So freighted with pearls of rejoicing, so radiant with heaven's own smile, that angels forever are voicing the gift of our Lord all the while. They tell, and the words fall so sweetly like balm on the deep troubled heart, that the Father of all things completely, and in all, we have each one a part. This gift that is yours is also mine. Mark, the silver-toned bells chime clear. See, the star of Bethlehem in beauty shines, to light up the way dark and drear. Ring out, Christmas bells, send forth in peals, while shepherds watch their flocks. No marsh bough the suppliant kneels, as softly fall the knocks. Eyes shall be opened unto you, rise and sing for joy and gladness. In one vast scroll, the earth and skies no meet to banish sadness. Receive the gift, the thankful praise, and share the triumph when he gently leads thee all thy days in paths of peace. Amen.